Okay, you two will know.
Okay. All right, good evening, everybody. I'm going to call to order this Town of Griswold Board of Selectmen regular meeting on March 11th, 2025, 6 p.m., 28 Main Street, Griswold. Roll call, Tina Falk, First Selectman, Martin McKinney, Selectman, Rich Grabowski, Selectman, Lisa Wood, Executive Assistant. Item number 2, Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to item number 3, approval of minutes. We have February 24th, special meeting minutes, and February 25th, regular meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve items 3A and B as presented.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion made and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, nobody opposed. Item number 4, correspondence. Did you have any questions on any of this? The vegetation letter for the railroad, I've passed on to Public Works. The management program,
Pretty straightforward.
it is. It's routine. And then we had yeah, the vegetation, and then B, letters regarding the resignation of Martin Osga from the Board of Education. Okay, we had a letter from the superintendent, along with the letter from Mr. Osga.
We don't have to accept that, we just,
Yeah,
No, just noted.
it's acknowledged.
okay.
Yeah. Received, okay. And then, the third is a letter to the Last Green Valley. I had requested funding for our annual community cleanup day on April 26th. I submitted a list of everything that we plan on doing that day. I received notification today that they are fully funding the request that I sent in for $500. So, that goes toward the food, the gloves, the bags, any items that are needed for the community cleanup day for groups who volunteer. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, and number 5, old business, discussion and possible action on community cleanup day. As I had mentioned, that is on Saturday, April 26th. We are looking for committees, groups, families to adopt a road, adopt an area, a parking lot. It doesn't matter, but, we start that morning, at 7 a.m. It goes until 1, and then there is an event up at the Pavilion at Hopeville State Park, with hot dogs, hamburgers. And we are also looking for people with trucks and or trailers who can, I will be collecting the names of people who cannot make it to Public Works on that day, the transfer station. And we have a group of volunteers who will go to seniors, handicap, anybody who has no way to, take their debris, their trash up to Public Works. We have volunteers who will do that too, so. All right. Any questions on it?
No.
No? And then the 5B, discussion and possible action on America 250 committee. I think we've had 1 volunteer so far, and that's the semi-quincentennial, the 250th.
I like the American 250 committee better than the Clemson Tower.
It's easier to say. It is, but I know the state is all.
I don't know what
calling
you're
it.
talking about.
No.
I like the 250 committee.
The America 250 is the celebration, and it is nationwide, so we're looking for volunteers to serve on the committee for activities planned for throughout the year,
Do we
so.
need to create even a $10 line item in the budget for this?
We could,
think-
I can certainly-
I'm not sure what, if anything, if kind of funding or help the committee.
$10.
Well, I mean, it's a line
It
item
happens
that could be
every
added
time.
to, in other words.
I thought we were gonna discuss with Ryan about dovetailing that fireworks display and all that stuff.
yeah,
But that would be the committee.
Okay.
yeah, that would be the committee. Obviously, we do have, the fireworks that I don't know when he's had them scheduled for, but we'll work with that, but there's a lot that we can do. So looking for volunteers, please. Okay, item
If
number, yes, I'm sorry.
Just wanted, Eric, would there be a problem adding a line item somewhere for this activity?
Yeah.
Okay,
Budget's still in process,
all right.
could be that.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Nope.
You good? Item number 6, new business. A, discussion and possible action on 2 tax refunds for a total of $2,171.87 as presented by Leona Sharkey, tax collector.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2 tax refunds totaling $2,171.87 as presented by our tax collector.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion made and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, no opposed. On to 6B, discussion and possible action on social media issues. I have nothing.
We have nothing.
I have nothing.
Okay. 6C, discussion and possible action on filling 1 vacancy on Griswold WPCA for the remainder of a term 1/1/2021 through 12/31/2026.
I've reviewed the 3 applicants and I'm prepared to make a motion to appoint Frank Everett as to fill the vacancy on the Griswold WPCA for the remainder of the term of 1/1/21 through 12/31/26.
I second that motion. I just want to make sure that we understand why we did it, is because we brought them in the same order we got them in.
Yeah.
Just like we do whoever came in first, whoever came in second, whoever came in third, came in first.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to appoint Frank Everett to fill 1 vacancy on Griswold WPCA for the remainder of a term 1/1/21 through 12/31/2026. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, no opposition. Okay. All right, item 6D, discussion and possible action on a request from EDC to change the Economic Development Commission ordinance. You have a chance to review the emails that have come in.
I have, is it somebody from the ordinance committee or somebody here to kind of go over what they're thinking, or we're just gonna go by this email?
No, Wayne is here.
Okay.
Wayne Malin.
Got the email on the Pequot Trail. And thinking I should probably have a sidebar with you guys or something, whatever, other meetings to talk about details.
Do you want us to table this?
No, we're gonna accept help, help rewrite it, just wanna talk about it.
Okay. When is the next time the EDC meets? Is it next week? Okay.
Next Thursday. No, actually, it's the first Thursday. We've had it last Thursday. It'll be the first Thursday of April.
Shall I attend?
Yeah. Ordinance committee.
Well, EDC
Next meeting.
should have something to say about this ordinance.
No, I can attend that.
Right, because I'm reading this, that the ordinance commission wants to rewrite the ordinance for the EDC. That's the way I'm reading it. Is that what's going on or not going on at this point? That's why I wanted somebody to explain to me what's going on. Is that what's going on?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's a total rewrite. I think it's just adding a couple things in it, right? Really.
Okay, well, I think there should be further discussion about this.
If I looked at the state statute for you can see stuff, and a lot of that's already incorporated in the ordinance.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. We can talk about it, like EDC meeting, which unfortunately is the same time as the dinner.
Okay. All right, call the office, we'll set up a time to talk. Okay. All right, so I think we should table this right now until,
I make a motion, we table this request from the ordinance committee to rewrite the regulations for the EDC till we get further discussion and find out what we're talking about.
Okay, we have a motion
I'll second it.
and we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, no opposition. And E, discussion and possible action on assessment of motor vehicles for the October 1st, 2024 grand list. And Eric, our finance director, is here, so I'll let you talk a little bit about this.
All right, last year, the legislature passed a law to change the way that motor vehicles are assessed. Instead of using the NADA book, now they go off. The DMV gives them a MSRP for each vehicle, and then it gets depreciated over 20 years, so. The first year was supposed to be 85% of the sticker price on down, 5% each year. Because so many towns lost a lot of revenue, legislature put in an emergency certification bill a couple weeks ago. Lamont signed it last week saying we can bump each percentage up 5%, so it'll start at 90 and 85 on down. For us, we lost, if we were going off 85%, we lost just under $17 million from the grand list for motor vehicle assessments. I think the 5% is gonna make a difference of about 5.5 million, so we'll get 5.5 million more onto our grand list, which based on the current tax rates, about 141,000. Not a ton, but we need all the help we can get this budget season. So the new law allows towns to elect to start at 90% as opposed to 85. I imagine most of them probably are. It has to be approved by the legislative body, but they said in towns where legislative body's town meeting, the Board of Selectmen has the authority, because everyone has to get their grand list finalized now. They have to redo it and finalize it by April 15th. So they know there's not time to go through the whole process of town meeting and everything, so the authority lies with the Board of Selectmen. That's why I brought it to you. I would recommend going to the 90% because losing 17 million off the grand list, that was about, I want to say $660,000 based on the current tax rate. So at least we'll get 140,000 or so back.
And how many veterans are we losing? How has that gonna affect us a little bit too?
Veterans, was almost $3.8 million. There was 20 something that qualified. So that was our real estate grand list.
Right.
I mean, between everything, I think we gotta try and preserve what we can.
Well, I guess I make a motion, then we go up to the 90% as requested by our finance director, Eric.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay, so we have a motion made and a second to go up to 90% on the assessment of motor vehicles for property taxation. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? Okay. So Eric, just let us know what you need from us.
I just need this.
Okay.
I know the answer, but I mean, this is just another unfunded mandate from Hartford.
Mhm.
Huh?
Okay, we'll move on to item number 7, any other business that may properly come before the board, and I would like to make a motion that we move on to the agenda. An email from the Borough Warden Lori Sorter regarding permit waiver request.
I'll make a motion that we approve waiving the building.
Hang on.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Put it on the agenda
Yeah,
first.
put on agenda.
No, I'll second her motion to put it on. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Let's put it
All in
on.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so
I'll make a motion then that we approve the waiving of the permit fees for the Jewett City Municipal Center roof replacement, which is due to begin March 13th.
March 13th.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to waive the permit fees for the Jewett City Municipal Center project beginning on March 13th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, no opposition. Okay,
I do want to thank you and Mario for getting that grant in time for the sidewalks. Thank you.
all right. Do we have any other business that may properly come before the board?
I have none.
I have none.
Okay. Number 8, public forum.
Lori.
Lauren Sorter, 67 Ashland Street. I just want to kind of respond to the conflict in the dates of your meeting. Maybe because you have a committee that generally attends the other event on those nights, maybe you could just hold a special meeting. You know, cancel and hold a special meeting. That's just a suggestion.
Talk to Tom about that, right?
The committee as a whole. See, suggestion.
The last one for the year, right, Lori?
It is.
Mhm. Any other public forum?
God.
Good.
Wayne.
Wayne?
Go Griswold.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tonight, yeah.
Yes, yes. All right,
Griswold. I was a little interested in the ordinance for the EDC and what that would be comprised or made up of. Is there any specific issues or? Maybe should I make?
I think until we have a conversation, I'm not sure what is being recommended to put into the ordinance fully. So I'd like to get those details and we'll discuss it at the next selectmen's meeting.
Where's our buddy Dave?
Yeah,
Where's Dave?
Dave and Ransom. Okay, any
Yeah,
other,
where's Ramsey? Yeah.
any other public forum? Okay. Last call. If not, we'll move on to number 9, adjournment.
Make a motion we adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to adjourn at 6:20. Thank you, everybody.